The madness of the Premier League festive period is here, and we have a game of the year on the show today. Welcome back to the Plus Money Podcast, your home for the best soccer bets in 15 minutes or less. The Premier League has given us an early gift this season when top of the table Arsenal travel to Anfield to take on second place Liverpool. I'm Andrew Passaro. He's Ani Sridhar. You can follow us on Twitter at the Plus Money Pod, at Andrew Passaro, at Ani323. If you want to support the show this holiday season, you can subscribe on YouTube or give us a 5-star rating and leave a review right here on that podcast app of choice. Let's get into the picks, Ani. I know it's going to be a busy one. We've got action actually starting this very afternoon on Thursday when Crystal Palace take on Brighton. That's a rivalry match, but we're not going to get this out in time to give you a pick for that. So let's jump to Aston Villa. They're taking on Sheffield. Sheffield with a new manager, Chris Wilder back in charge. Aston Villa still charging up that Premier League table. And I actually, I'm coming down with a sickness. This is 2 days in a row. I'm leaning on an under, and I like Aston Villa and under 3.5 goals at plus 100. I hate giving it out. It makes me sick, especially on a Friday before a holiday weekend, but that's kind of where I see the value in this one.
Yeah, I mean, if you have the under 3.5 in the Villa money line, that works for me because I've got Villa spread minus 2.5 at plus 178. So a 3-0 win brings us both
Everybody
home
wins.
here. And
Yeah,
that's
everybody
all we're
wins.
looking for. We're just looking for a nice cushion 3-0 win. Villa are pushing for a top four. They could potentially finish top three this season too, with just how City are playing at the moment. Obviously, I don't think City finished below top three, but that's another story. They're getting healthy with KDB back in training. But these are the kind of games you got to put away, and you got to put them away with, confidence and show people that, hey, we're for real. Bottom of the club team, we win this 3-0, 4-0, like the other top teams should win. So I like the spread minus 2.5 at plus 178 is actually great value for this too. I
Yeah.
thought it would be even worse because Villa team total over 2.5 is at minus 104. So if the bookmakers think they score three, then at 3-0 shutout at plus 178, it's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, look, there we know that home cooking for Aston Villa is huge, and I don't see Sheffield getting past their defense in this one. And I don't know. I think with all the games coming up, Villa will rotate a little bit, and that's why I kind of lead the under. Let's go to early Saturday morning, a game I will not be waking up for, mainly because I will be, in fact, taking an overnight trains that I am home for Liverpool Arsenal. West Ham taking on Manchester United. There's a couple different things I liked here. First I was like, oh, both teams are scoring goals, should hit in this one. West Ham got chewed up and spit out by Liverpool, and Man United have to look at this as a winnable game. But over 10.5 corners is plus 105. And we've talked about that number with Manchester United time and time and time again. And West Ham are a team that get corners as well and gives up corners. They gave up a billion corners to Liverpool yesterday. I'm not kidding. That's an actual statistical number. They gave up a billion corners to Liverpool. So I like that. I have a couple parlays I like as well. And we've talked about that both teams to score. For West Ham, it's hitting 19 of 26 West Ham matches this season. So both teams to score and over 9.5 corners is plus 153, and both teams to score and over 10.5 corners is plus 214. So that's a pick your poison, whatever you like. I'm gonna take that latter bet right there, but I like all three of those for the 7:30 match.
Yeah, I mean, I have the same exact bet as you. I've got the over 10.5 corners at plus 105. The last four times these clubs have met, it's 12, 9, 15, and 12 corners in those four games. So, yeah, I've been pounding the Man United corners all season long. Why stop here? I feel like 10's pretty low. I think, yeah, United as a team, especially on the road, they tend to rack up a couple more corners because they've been playing from behind a lot, which forces them to be on the attack. So even if we get like maybe 6 or 7 corners from United, we just need to eke out, 4 corners from West Ham, and we're through here.
Yeah. All right, let's jump to Fulham taking on Burnley. We're into the 10 o'clock slate on Saturday. Mind you, there is no I don't think there's a match on Christmas Eve for the Premier League. So Fulham taking on Burnley. There's a lot that I like here. Fulham team total or Fulham at over 1.5 is minus 110. For a lot of people, that's a playable number. For me, I'm gonna look for a little more value. Fulham team total over 1.5 is at minus 142. That's a great parlay piece, but we'll see. Um, Fulham over 1.5 and 20 plus shots is plus 130, and Fulham at over 2.5 is plus 145. They are still going to be without Raul Jimenez, who got one of the dumbest red cards I've ever seen. My man wanted to be a WWE superstar. I get that. That's a wish for a lot of children around the country. Just don't do it in the middle of a Premier League match. It's cool. I get it, bro. Um, and I don't remember what the number was for Fulham to score 3 in the game. I'm not going to take that because Ani, you
I'm
got
gonna
the
take that. I'm
yeah.
gonna take that. That's my bet for this game. Yeah. Plus 250 over 2.5 team total. I mean, that's just way too low for a team that we've seen scoring just bunches this season. They play a relegation side here. Yes, no Raul Jimenez, but like they've got Carlos Vinicius, they've got Bobby D. Cordova-Reed. They can definitely rotate in some strikers who have the potential here to score goals. And how dare you say no Christmas Eve game for the Prem? We've got Wolves Chelsea, all right? 8 a.m. Christmas Eve. Lock in, strap it in. Minus 105 Chelsea. They're taking it on the road. There's your bonus Christmas Eve pick for you right there.
Well, we got a lot of bonuses coming up for our followers and our listens because for at some point on Christmas Day, I'm thinking probably around 3 o'clock. I got to figure out what time my mom's serving dinner. We will be going live from the Plus Money Instagram account, and I will be having my sister's dog make picks for Boxing Day for the third year in a row. I don't know if we're gonna get a podcast out. We still have to figure that out,
Nice.
but definitively, I will have picks for you from my dog. So. And she's pretty good. I think she's at like a 65, 70% clip. So,
There you go.
she knows how to sniff out a good one. Let's go to Tottenham taking on Everton. I struggled to find value here, but both teams' to scoreline was really high. And then I looked at Tottenham and both teams to score is plus 195, which I like a lot. Tottenham are going to be without yet another player after Basuma picked up his second red card and he's suspended for 4 matches, which is just not a great time to get suspended. But for us, I'm going to target that. Well, don't be fooled where Everton are on the table. They are statistically a top 10 team if you give them the 10 points back that they were stripped of because of their financial irregularities. So, I'm gonna go there. That's my play.
I've got the Tottenham money line and the over 2.5 at plus 131. I think Everton can definitely net a goal here, but I think Tottenham come away with the victory. Everton did play in the midweek, which is kind of a disadvantage for them coming up on the weekend. They also went to penalties, so I know there's no extra time in the Carabao Cup, but still penalties, that's a little extra time that you want to be out there on the pitch. It was a grueling match against Fulham, so I like Tottenham to win this at home. We know Big Ange. We've talked about it all year. Attacking mindset, not going to let up against any opponent. So there's going to be plenty of opportunities for both teams to score here. And yeah, over 2.5. Give me Tottenham to win plus 131. I think that's great value.
All right, let's go to Liverpool Arsenal, and I gotta open it. What's the 4 greatest words in sports betting? There's nothing better than when someone says to you, "Game of the year," and this has been our game of the year already this year, and I don't care. We're going game of the year volume 2. It's Liverpool versus Arsenal. This exact bet has hit in every season at Anfield in the Premier League, starting with the 2013-14 season. Um, the last time this didn't hit was September of 2012. It's the highest scoring fixture in Premier League history. This is and especially after this game was downgraded. It was downgraded. I had the graphic ready to be put out that this game was downgraded to a nuclear missile whale play. But we're back on game of the year after Liverpool's demolition of West Ham on Wednesday afternoon. It's the over 3.5 goals. It's coming in at plus 166. Earlier in the week, it was high as plus 180. You got to take it. After Liverpool find their scoring boots, I think Klopp kind of tinkered with the lineup, moved Darwin Núñez out to the left wing, and played Cody Gakpo as that false 9. And it worked perfectly. Also, shout out my guy Curtis Jones back in the lineup. He looked really good. I expect him to start. A couple other things I like in this game. I don't hate the scored draw number at plus 330 because I could see Liverpool have split the points in every, with the exception of the Tottenham game, and we know how that went with the referees, with every top 6 or the big 6, whatever. They tied with Chelsea. They tied with Man United. They tied with Manchester City. A score draw plus 330 is a really fun number. And I love the corners. Over 10.5 is plus 138. And this is another sneaky one. I just mentioned him. He's been really good. He was huge for that Liverpool undefeated run at the end of the Premier League season last year. Um, Curtis Jones shot on target plus 185.
That's pretty sweet. What did you say since 2012 is the last time these two teams played at Anfield and they didn't go over 3.5?
It was a 2-0 Arsenal win. Since then,
That
it's
is absolutely bonkers. Wow. Well, I only have one play here, and it goes right along with your over 3.5. And that's Mo Salah to score or assist at plus 105. Stupid good odds for a player that, as I think there's only been one or two games this year that he hasn't done either one of those things. So, um, plus money in a game that should be high scoring. Give me Mo Salah to score or assist at plus money. Just insane value in my opinion. It should be like minus 150 no matter who they play. So I absolutely love that one. And he
I
came
know.
off the bench again in the midweek, so he's rested. He's
Yeah,
rested.
exactly. I do just want to say I know I'm putting a game of the year on that. Bet responsibly. What is 5 units to me could be 5 units to somebody else. So just, I don't want to hear that you bet your entire rent slip on this match if you can't financially afford that. So it is your job to bet responsibly. I'm telling you, this is my one of my best picks of the entire year. Um, and I do think this game will be different from the Man United game because I expect Arsenal to come out and play attacking football at Anfield, which we saw Manchester United not want to do.
We've also got
S-
the extended Anfield, so it's going to
yes,
be even more pop in there.
and Klopp called out the fans after the West Ham match yesterday. He was like, "Look, if you're not going to be up and excited for the match on Saturday, give your ticket to somebody else." Which I expect a raucous Anfield now after that. And yes, my train leaves the office at 9 o'clock on Friday evening. I will get back to my home city at 2 a.m. I'm literally taking the train overnight. I plan all my travel home for the holidays around the Liverpool schedule because I'm a psychopath. So thank you guys as always for listening, for following. Once again, if you could subscribe to the YouTube or leave us a 5-star review and write a review on any podcast app of choosing, that would be amazing. We have not discussed what we're doing for a Boxing Day selection show, if we're going to be able to pull that off. Um, It'll be discussed right after Ani and I you stop listening to this call, so don't worry, it'll be discussed. But if not, picks on Twitter and Instagram at Andrew Passaro, at Ani323, at the Plus Money Pod. We'll catch you guys very soon. The things are coming. It's going to be a fun month of January, whether it's New Year's Day picks, New Year's Eve picks. We've got the Carabao Cup semifinals with we are poised for another Liverpool Chelsea Carabao Cup final, potentially. And then obviously we'll have FA Cup in January. We'll have plenty and plenty and plenty to bet on. So we are your home for all of that at the Plus Money Pod at Angel Passaro on 323. Merry Christmas, everybody. Let's stay positive and best of luck this weekend.